What's up with it? What's up with it? All right. I gotta hit you with this part 3, man. We're gonna wrap up group home story for the day after this. All right. I had a meeting with a man named Tyson. Thank God. I had some because I wasn't ducking no fade, but I kinda got saved by the bell, if you will. So, man, Tyson says he'll take me. His words exactly were, hey, I came to interview 5 different kids. 4 of them got in a fight, so I don't want them. But you didn't. So, do you want to come move to Redding, California? I said, Redding? Take me. Get me out of here, bro. I'm sick. I hate being incarcerated, man. I think the question I asked him was, will I be going to school with girls? I'm like, do we get to go to school, man? What's up? He said, yeah, you get to go to school. There's 2 schools. You can go to the better school. You can go to the worst school. But, you kind of live a normal life. You be living life in a group home, somewhat on home supervision. I said, aha. Can I skateboard? They said, yeah, we can get you a skateboard. I said, that's it. I'm gone. Take me. I need to get up out of here. Upon acceptance, what happened? I think I had to wait a couple days because for some odd reason, I ended up going to Max. So, okay, some staff, after I accept the invite, well, no, I think I might have left with him that day. But before I don't want to make nothing up. I don't want to get nothing wrong. I went to Max, and I'm about to tell you about Max first. It must have been at a different trip to the hall a couple days before I got out. So I went to the hall about 6 times. So maybe on the 5th time, they said, some staff pulled me to the side and said, you need to learn how to shut up before we send you to Max. And I think I said something wise, not so wise. Man, ain't nobody scared of no Max. Man, I did 2-3 days in Max before I exited one time. I don't think it was the time that Tyson came and picked me up for the group home, because when he interviewed me, they had me pack my bags that day because somebody wanted to fight me, and we didn't even get to get down. So I left with Tyson that same day. But I gotta tell you about Max real quick, man. Max wasn't cool. Max was shooters only. Full of shooters only. And I'm at the age where the gangs inside of Max were the STIs, the baby cases. They had Don't Listen, okay? They had, I don't know if it was any hyphy boys in Max. They had this one dude, he was YBS, young but solid. But somebody else, yeah. YBS was in there. LT, somebody was a LT, Looney Tune. These were the groups, and Max was all black when I went. I went to Unit. It was either 2 or 4. One was Max and one was Baby Max. I ain't gonna lie, I went to Baby Max. The most interesting thing that happened to me over there was I was playing basketball, and these 2 boys almost fought. They didn't even fight, but the way that they said, they didn't even say nothing to each other. They just looked like, the fuck you looking at? They didn't say nothing. They was just like, on mamas, bruh. That's all I heard. I heard, on my mama. I turn around, they squared up. I'm like, oh, the staff like, hey, you better not be. I'm like, oh, damn. It's serious in here. You look one direction. When I went to Max, the staff played me, right? The staff goes, oh, there go Kazio. Oh, yeah. He always noisy, causing a ruckus. Then one of the boys was like, well, he ain't, why he ain't noisy out over here? I was like, ugh, they're trying to make me look like a sucker. But I only had 2-3 days and I was going to get released. So I was you know, I definitely didn't run the unit, okay? I don't know how else to say it, man. There was some real East Oakland locos, real East Oakland black lokes, and it wasn't no games being played, and everyone was on their way to prison, and I wasn't. And all them kids was going to YA. I'm not. Before I went to Max, and this is all before I leave the facility. I just want to make sure I tell you guys what this facility was like. So before I go to Max, I had, I guess the most high stakes moment that I had was I had a basketball game with this dude from the Dubs. I don't know much about him, but he was on his way to YA. He was guilty, on his way to YA for a violent crime. He was from the Dubs and he was tatted. We was having a basketball game. Now I didn't really include this, but I'm actually a sharpshooter, Steph Curry on the basketball court. I am. I can take a foul. I can post you up. I know I'm short, so I'm not about to go swat the ball way high in the air, so I steal the ball before you can even shoot it. I was vicious on the basketball court. I'm not gonna lie. To this day, I'm vicious I'm vicious on the basketball court. I don't know how else to put it. For the short dudes, I'm the most vicious dude my height. You know, that's how I grew up. I grew up with someone shorter than me. Okay? My partner PG, he's shorter than me. He was vicious on the basketball court. And when I say vicious, I mean like I've seen short men just destroy guys on the basketball court. And I'm one of them. I play basketball so good, you're going to want to beat me up. All right? So I got to tell you this story about this dude, man. I was playing basketball with this dude from the Dubs. Okay? Boom, I'm Steph Curry. I'm shooting from the three. Bang! Bang! Now, bro, trying to get some easy buckets, and he came from Max. And everybody in the unit was kind of spooked of him when I was in Unit 7 with Momo. I believe I was in Unit 7 with Momo, but so we was in the older kids unit, but he belonged in Max. He shouldn't have been with us. We got good citizen. It's called good citizen, where you get extra privileges for being a good citizen. Max ain't no good citizens in Max. No, top citizen. So this kid came from Max. He wasn't right. He belonged in YA. And man, oh man, let me tell you. He tried to get an easy bucket on me. I said, no easy buckets over here. You might be from East Oakland, and I might be from Alameda, but there will be no easy buckets over here, okay? Now, you might win a shooting contest with guns, but with the basketball, I'm gonna win. So, I steal the ball from him once. He calls foul. I think we respect the call, but we like, bruh, come on, bruh. It's hard ball, and he's hacking. And ain't nobody calling fouls on him. So we like, nah, bruh. I think my team said no to his foul. And then he got a little more vicious. Now that I think about it. We didn't respect the call because he was hacking. Everybody. He's hacking. Everyone's scared of him. We don't call the foul. But then when it's time to get physical, we're not here to lose the game. So, long story short, he tries to drive on me. I keep my feet planted, my knees wide. And he trips and falls down. He trips and falls down. Twice. So he just tries to get a straight bucket and run me over. So I get off the line, keep my hip and my knee on the line in this hand. He runs into the hand and he runs into the knee. Feel me? And he falls down. Well, he shouldn't have been trying to truck me. He tries to truck me. Come on, bruh. Man, I know I'm little, so I'm finna post up. He falls down twice. But it's game shot is on us. And this is how shady the Hall is. He say, if you foul me again, we gonna have to get down, bruh. He said, you do that on purpose? He bounced up. He like, you do that on purpose? He wanted to get down. I was like, nah, bruh. You was charging. Nobody backed me up. They're like, oh, they want me to get whooped. I'm like, bro, you was charging, bro. Feel me? You been hacking the whole time. He's like, nah, listen, bro. If I fall down again, I'm socking you in your face, bro. We're going to have to get down. I don't like falling. Come on, bro. So I'm like, all right. So everybody backs up. They give him the ball, and my team just disappears. They all back up. His team disappears. Like, oh, one-on-one. And if he gets hacked again, we got a fight on our hands. I did the most careful. Boop. I tapped the ball while he was dribbling behind him. I run behind him because he's past the 3-point line. I smack the ball. I run behind him. The second I touch the ball, I shoot it because I'm scared to fight. I ain't gonna lie. I shoot it with Steph Curry's intelligence. Make the ball. Win the game. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, that's it. Next. But really, I'm scared though. I'm scared he gonna whoop me. This dude belonged in prison. When I say belonged in prison, I mean none of us belong in prison, but if any of us belonged in prison out of the ones in the unit, it was him. He was the toughest, most problematic dude that was bloodthirsty as well. He wanted, you know what I mean? He was a gangster, bro. And it's hard to describe the East Oakland gang banging because they're not in a gang. It's a turf, and there's turf wars, and it's a scary thing. Nevertheless, I'm Steph Curry, bro. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm Steph Curry. So when I was presented with an opportunity to get up out of the hall, that's the type of environment I was coming from. So you damn right I got up out that hall. They said, do you want to leave today? When Tyson came to visit me, asked me if I wanted to leave today. And mind you, he said, you the only one that didn't fight. Man, these fights were an inch away from happening. Now, they said, well, what fight stories did happen? Well, Momo got down with the tallest dude while I was there. And so did... Yeah, there was a school fight. A big old school fight. And everybody used pepper spray to break up the fights. So I seen a big line of kids bang on the window like, hey, they fighting in the hallway. In the hallway on the way to school. And we didn't open that door. We like, hell no, y'all about to get sprayed today. So long story short, I'm on my way to Reading. This is episode 3, the end of Juvenile Hall. Now, at the end of this is very important information that I talked to you about some of the pivotal moments that changed my life, which are Latham met a boy. This is right before I left. Latham, OG, me says, boy, like, man, what you in here for? He said, a gun. He said, a gun? How old are you? He said, 15. He said, why you 15 with a gun? He said, you can't slip out here. He said, so you mean to tell me you 15 and people want to kill you? You know that's not normal. He said, I ain't no square. He said, square? And that's when the staff proceeded to grill us. They said, let me tell you something. I'm married. I got a woman in my bed every night, naked, that I get to sleep with. Feel me? You over here with them. They was like, square? I drive a Benz and it's paid off. I make $38 an hour just to mess with y'all. They was going in on square life and how cool it is to be a square. And that is what I remember about Alameda County Juvenile Hall and what I'm going to share with you. So Tyson is now taking me from my juvenile hall up to Reading. And this is the beginning of Group Home story. When I meet Tyson and I go to juvenile hall. But you know what? I got to be honest. It just hit me. I went to a group home in San Jose and got kicked out. It was called EE's. It was the worst group home ever. And thanks to where I was born at in Oakland, the boys, for the most part, left me alone. The biggest problem I had was that the East Oakland black kids was really punking everybody. And some of the kids that got punked, without saying too much, was in the group home. So I had to face the group home kids. But it was cool because one of the West Oakland boys from the first story, he was there to back me up. we ain't gonna talk about. Actually, no, I'm gonna have to do the next one on EE's group home. EE's group home. Well, I'm gonna include it in this one. EE's group home is a San Jose group home. It was corrupt. How do I know? Because I ended up working there as an adult. I ended up working at that group home. I would rather not even talk about it, man. I really don't like those people, man. EE's group home sucked. I got kicked out quick. That was where I went when I went to Max the first time. I went to Max a couple days because I was getting released. I went and got released to EE's group home. Man, that group home sucked. And when I got back, they was like, man, we knew you was coming back. Anyway, it's all out of order. But at this point in the story, I'm headed to Redding. Redding is the significant city. Redding is where I go and age out if I don't get in too much trouble. But I'm going to tell y'all the story next time. Peace out. Group home story. Let the story continue.